After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War. Now, in the year 1973, the world still lies in the heart of this frigid period. The West and East engage in proxy wars to assert dominance, while spies and agents engage in shadowy dealings. And, with the threat of nuclear war, the world always feels close to doomsday. It's as if the whole world is holding their breath, waiting for someone to make the first wrong move. Now.
Hello! Welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Good Trouble. We are back. It sounds like that was stitched together from 5 different clips of me.
Hello, my name is Tanhoney.
And I like to Dungeon Master. Last time on Good Trouble, we went to Blackhurst Asylum. And as we were exploring around and uncovering connections between the Better Angels and Totality and the Black Cabinet, which was related to a group that we went up against in our part 2 that was not on the channel. We ran into a ghost girl, and everything around her, she was turning to ice. So at first we ran from her, but later, making a makeshift torch while we were investigating, we found out that heat acts as a sort of blind spot. So as we delved deeper in, we found some bodies, and we found notes about Totality shipping corpse zombies to Vasilii's, what we assume is Vasilii's father, some warlord in China, to use. We did a little more exploring, and we found some test logs of Genesis having been a subject at this asylum previously. And in the logs, Genesis sort of breaks the fourth wall a bit, or I guess third wall. It's really weird because he's breaking the fourth wall in the fiction, but not for us. Where he sort of directly addressed the person reading his note, and then we were
the girl reading this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think he was just looking into the future to see who would be reading it later. I don't think that's a fourth wall break.
Right. And then all of a sudden, I don't remember the name of the stand if we know it, but the giant stand that the vampire lady in Better Angels knows. Blue Oyster Cult started trying to stomp us in the hallway. Meanwhile, on the other end, while we're blocked by this foot, the ghost girls come back because our flame got snuffed out when Genesis used his Keep It Dark. So now we're sort of caught between a rock and a hard place and plopped straight back into the action, I believe.
Absolutely.
I'm still wondering what this stand's weakness is, because the more power a stand, well, that can't just be it, because the more power a stand has, the closer the user has to be. But if it's a kaiju stand like this, it can't maybe it has something to do with persistence or something. Maybe it can't stick around for too long.
Yeah. Well, we also know that when it beams things, they don't always turn into the same thing. So maybe it can't control what it turns things into, and that the transformation's not permanent.
Well, that also wouldn't really explain, the big kaiju size. There has to be,
I would like to point out that, with JoJo, it's always more guidelines than hard rules.
Well, every stand has a downside that's not really up for debate.
Yeah, Jack's right in this. Nirvana's big one was that it was really frail and limited in its ammo, at least until it did kind of get overpowered in Act 3, now that I think about it. But it's
we all kind of got overpowered in Act 3, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's the point of Act 3.
I'm okay with that, by the way.
Yeah. But, no, assuming Trevor's saying this in character, I think that's the move, is we gotta at some point, if we're ever going to be Better Angels...
if we're in character, let me start the music.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Chelsea speaks up, he's she says, you're right, Driver.
I just want to point out as well, you did say it was a foot, it was actually its hand, punching underground like a finger gun to, blast at you.
Sorry. So as we're, between this hand and this ghost, I say, you make a good point, Driver. If we're ever gonna, defeat the Better Angels, we can't always be running and on the defensive. We have to take the offensive and find out what their weakness is. Do we have any...
Since the stand is this powerful, I'd wager that the user has to be nearby, because one of the rules that JoJo actually does stick to is that more powerful stands have shorter ranges.
And we do know the last time we fought her, she was literally standing on it.
Right, so maybe because it's a kaiju stand, she has to be attached to the stand.
That's what I'm thinking too, she has... So if we can separate her from the stand, maybe it disappears. That could be a
Right.
win condition. Do we have the UV lights, by the way, Tan, or did we not get any? I know we don't have the big ones, but...
I have them strapped up to Proto Men.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
So if we're opening outside of initiative, do you want to try flashing them on the stand and seeing? Because I know damage is.
We already tried that. Like the surface area didn't cover enough, like compared to like the actual user, I think.
But did it hurt?
Do we know if it's like just
the
hand that's been summoned, or is like the whole kaiju that's here?
Well, the only thing you can see is the hand. Presumably, it's attached to something.
What were you saying,
We didn't
Jack?
hear like footsteps or anything.
You did hear footsteps.
What was I saying?
I asked, like, I know it wasn't enough to like truly damage, but did it still hurt the stand? Like, did it react?
I recall it did hurt them. Yeah.
Okay, so we just need more. What time of the day is it where we are, Tan?
I'd say like midnight.
Fuck. I was gonna say if it's just cloudy.
They wouldn't bring out the kaiju stand in broad daylight, I think.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we just need to find a way to get up there and find the user separated from the stand. Problem is, and I kind of look between the hand and the ghost. Not really sure.
Yeah, the ghost is slowly advancing.
Is there a way we can get another light going real quick, like a fire?
Well, if you can tell me how, you can certainly try.
Alright, so I assume there's like debris and like torn
up there's like rubble and
stuff. Shit. I'm gonna have Chelsea manifest the shovel from Ludo, and Ludo's hands will overlap, and she's gonna press the shovel down, like the hilt of it down, onto the plank, and like spin it really fast with stand power to try and start a fire in the hallway.
Okay.
You know that trick where you put like a stick on something and you spin it really quick, but like with stando speed?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like when JoJo's fighting a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
Well, I see no reason why that even requires a roll, to be honest. That's like that's physics.
Right.
Yeah, you managed to make a little fire.
Roll to see if you break the stick on accident.
Perfect.
Your unlock.
Now we just have to defend this fire like our lives depend on it.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose that we're in combat then.
Yeah.
Can't we just carry it forwards like a torch to get past her?
Yeah.
Well, we're still stuck in this hallway with the stand that is blocking away and has, giant projectiles to shoot at us.
I think our best bet, actually, Jack, might be Driver. Because your UV lights are built into your Proto-Men, right? So if you wear Proto-Men as a suit and have them always on, you can't really be touched by the stand or the user, so you have the best chance of getting to them and beating them, because you're basically, like, armored up in, like, UV light, while the rest of us try and, like, keep it distracted or deal with the ghost or what have you.
Alright, I'm okay with this.
Plus, you have the mobility to probably get up there faster if we can just hold the hand down.
That mobility is like entirely what I built Proto-Men around.
So that's what Chelsea will say. It's like, all right, Driver, you've got the best chance of doing this, so you find a way out of here and get up to that vampire bitch. Rest of us will try and keep it occupied while you move.
Got it.
All right.
Okay, so how is this turn order looking? I'm gonna put in.
I'm thinking Jack should go first, and then probably. Billy-O, then me, then Vasilii? And then the ghost and the...
Who's Billy-O?
Billy-O.
Fuck! It's ingrained. And then Bats and Vasilii. And then the enemies...
Darnell just thinks of Dune as Billy-O.
To be
that's
fair,
an interesting thought.
I hung out with Dune the most when his name in here was Billy-O. So that might track. And then the enemies will alternate turns, presumably between the ghost and the stand, unless the ghost...
How's this looking?
Let's see. Perfect.
Is that okay with everyone?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it works for me.
Right, okay, well, as we begin this combat then, Blue Mystical, it seems like it's not quite sure what's happened. Obviously, you've got no eyes down here. Last thing it did fired its shot, so maybe it even assumes they got you with that because it has no way of confirming otherwise. It seems to be sort of like groping around the hallway, seeming to like try and grab a body or something to confirm that it's got one of you. And once it doesn't grab a body, it switches into a position where it's like flicking. It's going to try and flick air pressure down the corridor at all of you.
As it's like as it's like trying to like feel around, can I use that? Because I imagine that would be moving the wrist around as well. Can I use that as an opportunity to like try and slip past?
You certainly can, though. Yes. I would say that is a stealth roll if I've ever heard of one against its focus, which is reason and. So you're doing body and reason versus reason and pluck.
Instead of stealth, can I use like speed instead?
If you want it to, it's going to notice.
I don't care if I get caught.
No, it's embrace instead, pluck and speed, versus its focus, which is reason and pluck still.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you've managed to. So as it's doing that, it does speed past. You speed past it, zooming down the hallway, past it there.
Yeah, I want to try and escape from the hallway and like
right, retrace your steps to get back above ground.
Well, it made like a hole above, right?
Yeah. There's a hole like where its arm is going through the facility basically. So there is like a tunnel of
so
sorts.
there's probably like some space for me to like squeeze up there.
We'll certainly try. Yes. Well, yeah. As he's doing that, it is still flicking towards the other three of you. Yeah. So it's going to try and basically bombard you here. So, I would say that's a strike from it.
Do we all do a reaction then?
I would say so, though. Yeah.
Why don't?
Because if this hits, it's going to hit all of you, basically.
Why don't we do? I'm trying to think of what kind of group effort we could do. I'm not sure. I guess if we're doing individual for Chelsea, she's just gonna like pull up a bunch of bone shards from her suit and try and form like a little barrier in front of herself, like just enough to block the wind in front of her.
Okay, I would say that's a protect if I've ever heard one. You can try and do it just to you. You could try and like if everyone else is willing to go over it, you could do it like a collective shield for the group.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you have your own in mind, or do we want to try and just group up on this one?
Yeah, if I was going to do anything, I would just layer the shield with like a layer of balls. So
if you want to take speed,
you can
take durability.
You think if Vasilii devolved the bones a bit, maybe healthier, sturdier bones instead of like so old and dead?
Well, your stand is devolving things, not evolving them, right?
I guess the implication.
Bones.
De-evolving would probably make them more like fish bones because they're from people.
Well, I mean, not that far, but like cave bones.
Like
Neanderthal bones.
Pickle bones from Bucco.
Neanderthals did have thicker skulls, so that might help.
Yeah, thicker skulls, but I don't think the rest of them fared so well.
Evolve them into skulls.
So let's use my durability and your speed, Bats.
Sure.
Alright, I got 4
And if you are doing that Stigma, if you are going to devolve it, I'll give him an advantage for it as well.
Alright.
Alright, so here's my 46 for the durability. With advantage, I got 1. So carry me, Bats.
I have a D4, so I really don't think...
you meant...
okay.
44.
Oh, 46. Fuck, yeah, I rolled the wrong thing.
I was like, what?
I was like, what the fuck is that?
They degraded you to a D4. You can't succeed. Oh god, we're fucked. So 2 successes between the two of us.
1.
Well, hey, it also
2.
got 2. So we made it.
Okay.
We did it.
So the blast does shatter the shield, but because of the break in force that creates, your group is sent skidding backwards, but you're not actually sent flying.
Perfect.
But you are brought closer to the ghost girl, of course.
Did we manage to protect the fire? Did it go out again?
The first flame is still lit. You've not gone hollow yet.
Right,
and with that,
as
you're sort of bracing yourself, we zoom upwards into the darkness of the tunnel where Driver is getting through the small gap between the arm and the damage, basically.
Nice.
It's very precarious.
Well, I mean, it's a giant fist. I imagine it did quite a bit of damage as it, slammed through the building.
Well, yeah, but there's, a portion of it that's, through the ground as well, because you're in, the basement here.
Yeah. I basically want to try and get up closer to, I want to try and get up closer to the creature's head or something.
So yeah, as you're like, because this is a massive creature, like as you go through the damage, you do eventually find yourself on the roof here, driver.
Yeah.
And you can see it's still sort of towering above you, the massive blue icicle, one hand still embedded in the building as it tries to eliminate your compatriots while the other is sort of free above. On the thing's shoulders, you see not one but 3 humanoid figures. One is the vampire woman that's been pointed out to you previously, that Vasilii and Chelsea fought previously. And the other 2 are strange figures like in these leather cloaks, jumpsuits, and gas masks, which are all black. And they're sort of just standing with their arms limp by their sides, staring down at you.
Without a word, I am going to turn on Proto Men's UV lights and start shining them at the vampire as I start racing to approach her, like climbing alongside the giant's arm and shit.
Right. Okay. So let's count this as an attack then for the purposes of this.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a distance. So are we saying this is a snipe, maybe technically?
Yeah, sure.
So pluck and precision. So the vampire doesn't seem to react, but one of her like cloaked figures does, and you see, as it's standing there, as your light is shining upwards, the humanoid figure's shadow like spreads out and forms this black sort of attempts to form this black sort of wall between you and the vampire.
Well, I've got 6 successes on that, so good luck.
Fuck yes! I hope it rolls really low so you like giga overpose or like giga do hit a hit.
Okay, so it's
just fucking erase the boss.
Speed and durability.
It's like, good luck regenerating. I've already your eyes have perceived the light and it's gone into your brain.
There's no, yeah, of course.
Okay, so it had 2 versus 6, right? So let me check hit difference real quick, just out of curiosity, if you'll bear with me. So the examples for
it's basically so yeah, it doesn't quite make it in time. Like the shadow wall like materializes like in pieces, and through a crack in it, your thing comes out, and almost like a water being like compressed into a water cutter. The light is compressed to such a degree that, like a blade, it slices the vampire woman's arm clean off, and it goes like flying off. And at the same time, the arm that's embedded in the building disintegrates of the giant stand.
Yo! That's my boy. That's our fucking boy driver. Does she react at all?
Well, she does react. You hear a little habit scream as her arm goes flying off, like the light making sort of like the wound like bubble and shit.
Fuck yes! Let's go! That's my boy. That's our boy up there. All right, wait. Who's it's Ghost Girl next, right?
Yeah. So in the tunnels, your group has basically just seen the arm disappear, like moonlight coming through the hole. And as you're thinking, we've escaped, driver surely kills them in one hit. Although I forgot to note down the other hit. Let me just note that very quickly.
And this hit won't heal because it's like, or at least until they drink blood, right?
Oh, that's right.
BOC. What could that be?
Mystical.
Oh.
Yes, but as that's happening, because you've been blown backwards, you have come very close to the ghost girl. You can feel this tingle on the back of your necks, this chill running over you as you come within her range, basically. As she runs towards you, walks towards you, sort of arms outstretched as if trying to give you a hug, and your bodies do not like it.
More like arm outstretched.
And she seems to be aiming for you, Chelsea, yeah.
Alright. They can't see me because of the fire, right?
Oh, right, no, absolutely, you're right. Same for Regent, then.
Alright.
So, Regent, it's Ghost Girl coming towards you to freeze you, it seems.
Stigma?
Which would be neutralized from her.
Weren't we near the fire? And then
you were, so you would have an advantage on whatever you do in reaction here.
Well, she can't be dealt with psychologically, and she's a ghost. I don't think I can. No, a ghost can't be the ball.
You can try it.
Fucking Requiem stand over here.
I think he's gonna just, while trying to, keep his distance, bring out one, finger from put into you and poke her with it and try and devolve her and see if anything happens. It's a cautious, probing assault.
Okay.
You realize this counts as a counterattack, right?
Yes, you will take a hit if we do this. I want you to understand this.
It's a worthy risk.
Give me a second. I need to think about this.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna say right now, Tan, that's a Requiem stand ability. That would be devolving a soul.
If she is an actual ghost and not like a product of a stand, to affect souls, it'd be Requiem.
Yeah.
But if she's like a stand thing, he could probably do it. I guess it just depends.
I mean, well, a stand is just a manifestation of the soul, too.
Okay, I know what will happen if you want to do this. I'm going to say something. This is your last chance to back out of doing this, Y/N.
When have I ever backed out of ideas like this?
I like your attitude.
Do not remember Iago and his ingenious car maneuver.
I will say, when I warn a player and they still do something stupid as fuck, there's no such thing in this system, but I would give you an inspiration, like in D&D. But
you have my respects.
The suffering will occur now.
Okay, so you're gonna need some focus here if you're gonna try and do this.
Okay, focus. That's knowledge. That's reason and pluck, right?
Let me just check. Focus is reason and pluck. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Is there any way to say that he's not really using his brain, he's using his instincts, and hence maybe he's more witty here?
No.
I think you just have to roll 5d6, champ.
And you've accepted the hit, so do I still roll? I'm confused now.
You still roll,
yeah.
So you roll because he has to overcome the attack roll to land his hit.
Okay.
Otherwise, his hit doesn't go off. So you both got one success. So I don't know how that works with a counterattack, but I think that means they both hit.
Okay, so you put you poke the incoming ghost girl in the forehead with your stance finger. As your finger freezes over, like icicles are coming off your fingernail basically right now. It's extremely painful. You can feel your skin like cracking under the cold. At the same time, this unearthly light builds up in your fingertip as you can feel like you're on the verge of doing something, and suddenly there's this repulsive force, as if you're being pushed out, forcibly rejected. And at the same moment, the ghost girl goes flying one direction down the hallway, and you go flying down the other.
And then does Ghost Girl take a hit?
Ghost Girl sort of fizzles out of existence. Like, you can't imagine that destroyed a ghost, but it seems like it's been banished for right nowsies.
Nice.
And with that, we have Chelsea's turn, I believe.
Yes. So now I can see through the hole, and I can see Driver up there on the shoulder.
Not so like you can see like him up there, all the way up there.
I imagine I'm like a fair distance away, too.
You're like going up the arm still, I would say.
So if I look up the hole, can I see the Titan and the figures?
You can see like the Titan that is there. You can't like make out the entire scene because this is like quite a ways up.
So I only see the Titan.
You can see like the Titan's torso.
Okay. Trying to think about what the best way to go about this is. How high up is this hole?
It's quite a few floors.
Do I have enough bones and/or ash I could harden to make like a ladder to start climbing up the hole?
I would say so. Yeah, you could like do a little Minecraft trick where the rungs like go up.
They like form as I go, and then they undo from below.
Exactly, you can do it like Minecraft.
So I'm gonna do that to try and get up. And then, if I'm allowed to, if not, I understand, in the same action, I would like to try and provide the same service should my allies choose to follow me, and try and
I will say you can do this as one thing where you can all go up if you wish to.
Alright, do you guys... Well, I guess it would just be me and Bats, because what's-his-face went flying, Vasilii.
Vasilii is a little bit ways down there, yeah.
Yeah, so, Bats, come on, let's get up there and try and help him.
Okay, alright, Tan, can you give us a distance between us and Blue Oyster Cult?
So if we point into the jam board here, I can certainly.
Finally, I knew I was recording it for a reason.
So we go to table 4. I don't know what the rest of this fucking shit is.
Table
Yeah, I
4?
just need a visualizer here.
Alright,
Okay,
it's
so
now on the thing. Anonymous.
imagine Apple in your mind. So this is the building, let's say.
Sorry, I can't do
Be
that.
careful if you join Stigma because your name, like, comes up.
Let's say this is the underground portion where you are right now. So, political, I can't even capture the full. This is its torso with the face.
Yeah, and then it's like. Presumably its legs are like.
This is
the
like.
ground. This is where it's.
Let's say.
Was, right?
That's where it was, though, yeah. And this is where the humanoid figures were, with sort of rough size comparison.
So this was like a 2-story building.
Let's say 3 stories.
Okay. So it was like
with the basement that we were you guys.
Okay, so counting the basement. So let me.
No. Basement as well.
Okay. So it looks like this, right?
Yes.
So we would basically be going from here to the hole it made to this floor, here.
Okay, so you're going into the first floor of the actual building.
Yeah. And the goal is to eventually get our way up the building to go help Driver, however long that takes. Because the way I see it, if the arm's gone, so we can't hit it anyway, and the ghost is gone, then our next thing should be to try and aid Driver however we can. We're basically be his supporting cast, because he's like the main.
Yeah, Vasilii doesn't need help.
I mean, he took one hit and got rid of the ghost. He'll be fine.
He's in the Family Guy death pose down there right now.
He's in the Yamcha crater.
Famous
Vasilii's
exorcist
like
Vasilii.
clutching his missing finger.
It's not missing, it's just frozen to shit.
It will be missing.
It looks like if you did like smack it against something, it would snap off though.
Yeah, so we'll climb up here. How many floors would you let us climb? I assume just one for a turn.
I would say just the one here because you don't have like a magic bike.
Yeah.
I have an idea of what we can do anyways once we're
Turn us
within
balls
range.
and then shoot us up there.
Not quite. I have a more destructive idea in mind.
Okay.
Sure. All right. So that's
Well,
it.
once it's my turn, I can.
Yeah. That's it for my turn. Sorry, I didn't mean to hold it up.
Right. Okay then. So yes, as we cross it into Blue Oyster Cult's turn here, because the Ghost Girl is no longer present, and it was her turn anyway. So yeah, with its stump here, like it's almost like it weirdly not like flesh where the stands are, it's like candy. It's like with that sort of sections of different colours inside the stump, because it just draws it. Instead, the vampire lady sort of takes a step back and like flips down, presumably to like clutch onto the back of her stand to use it as cover. But her two sort of cloaked figures, the one that made the shadow shield before, its shadow stretches out once again, and the other figure hops into it as if it's a pool of water. And then that figure pops out of another shadow behind you, Driver, to engage you personally, it seems.
So it's doing like 3 different actions at once.
Well, basically, they're just setting things up, basically.
Okay.
Real quick, can the shadows be stopped with the lights? Or are there shadows, like, do they resist light, if that makes sense?
Well, it's not like he made, like, another shadow. Like, he popped out of a normal shadow behind Driver.
Right. But, like, in theory... Okay, so, like, a shadow that he's activating would go away if Jack shined his light over it.
Well, if any light came on it, the shadow would no longer exist.
Gotcha.
Chelsea, take out your flashlight.
On it.
From what you heard was... Chelsea, turn off your flashlight.
we used our JoJo mental powers.
He hit the exact number of buttons on the page that says, Chelsea, take out your flashlight.
Morse code.
I can do Morse code at super speed.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so this figure is now standing behind Driver, and all this really entails is that the Eternal Order is going to change as follows.
Oh, okay, so you're just mixing up... I understand now. I understand.
So yeah, this is not the action, this is just like the segue to the next set of turns, basically.
I understand. You had me confused for a minute.
So this is what we're looking at now.
Right.
So the cloaked figure, like I said, it's got a gas mask. It's got like leather jumpsuit and a leather cloak. So like with these cracking of bones, and like you can hear like flesh, like soft, putrid flesh, sloughing around in its body as it moves. Sort of faces off against you and goes, "Party rock."
Wait, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, wasn't Party Rock from the first session that we like beat the fuck out of her?
Oh,
yeah, you killed her.
she's been turning our past enemies into ghouls, I think.
Oh yeah, like shit vampire spawns.
And as the figure says that, this rotting, like Frankenstein stitched together stand emerges from behind her. And it is the one that you, I don't know if you thought it personally, but you would recognise it from the debriefing of the first mission.
It like made people drunk, right?
Yeah, it's like that, but it's all like rotting and stitched together, basically. And sort of it writhing is just sort of like snarls at you as it comes forward for a stand rush of a giant engorged, rotting hands.
So this is Party Rock?
Yes, Party Rock.
It's coming at me?
Was that not the one that made you, like, drunk with the knives that told secrets?
No, that was 101 balloons.
That's right. Okay, so Party Rock... Balloons. What did Party Rock do?
It makes
you said
drunk.
It made people drunk, but I don't remember this.
So what happened was while you were torturing that guy in session 1, we burst in the room and there was Secrets guy and there was Party Rock girl, and we literally beat Party Rock girl. Like, she tried to swing, missed, and then we immediately knocked her out.
That's right.
Like, that was it. And then I shot her in the head so I could use her body to manipulate as a skateboard. So
that's right.
The fact that they restored it from that, she probably looks horrifying.
Yes,
right.
So it's doing an aura at you, basically. Yeah.
Since this since like the main vampire is like moving out of sight, I want to try and like, I think I trust my friends to deal with this creature. And like Chelsea said, I'm the one with the UV equipment. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to like create like a flashbang of UV light. Not to attack it, but to like stun it and give me an opportunity to like slide away and use my proto-men speed to like go after the vampire.
Okay, so you're going to try to like basically evade it here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say it's probably feints then.
Yeah. Okay.
So wit and speed versus its intelligence.
Do I get an advantage?
You do, because this is a stupid zombie.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna say because my idea was clever, but that works too.
It's clever and they're also stupid, so it's a double whammy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, that's against its intelligence here.
Oh.
So yeah, you managed to do
I think its retinas are gone.
Yeah, well, it's behind a gas mask, so you can't really tell. But it does sort of raise a hand to shield itself as you manage to like go under its arm and keep going, basically.
It like lowers its hand after the blast disappears. It's like, where'd it go? And you see like Driver's silhouette disappear.
Behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that we go to Regent's turn underground. You seems like you were maybe even knocked unconscious or like in some sort of stupor for a second after that weird exorcism you just did.
Oh, and his finger is still frozen.
It's frozen. Like I said, it's very badly frozen. Like if you hit this finger with something hard, it's gonna break. Like I don't even break off.
Take a hammer and try and crush the ice off. Let's see how that works.
We got the fire still, right?
It looks like they've taken the fire up with them.
Okay,
like, if you wake up and you're alone, is in essence what happened. So for all you know, like your weird exorcism just like vaporized all your friends.
I mean, it's midnight. There's no light shining.
There's some moonlight. I'll give you.
Okay. I think the first order is. I think maybe this is a healing turn. he'll try to, also, there's like wood lying around, plenty, right?
Yeah, there's like rubble and stuff.
He too will pull a Jotaro and try, to rub the wood really fast and create a torch.
Okay, yeah, well, you can do that certainly. If you want to take a turn, like warming up your injury, we can do something that'll be a rip hit.
Perhaps, unfreeze his thing to the point where it won't just snap off immediately.
Okay, I'll say you can recover a hit if you spend the turn doing that.
Alright, then he shall spend a turn doing that. Rubbing himself.
Okay, well, yeah, we go to Blue Oyster Cult's turn then, in that case. Driver, you were, like, zooming up towards it, so is that right?
Yeah.
So you going up the remaining arm, then, was your plan, or...?
What I'm doing is, where was I on it before?
You were, like, on, like, the remaining wrist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go over the remaining arm and try and, like, pursue him over to the back.
Okay. So as you're on it here, it's going to just try and, like, wildly thrash and, like, get you off, basically.
Alright. I want to, like, dig in Proto-Men's, claws into, like, the stand to try and, like, keep myself attached while it's flailing around.
That's lovely. Withstand then, pluck and durability versus its overkill, which is its menacing and power.
One, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. So you are sent flying off of it, but you managed to land safely in the snow and don't take any damage, but you were sort of thrown off the arm here.
Instead of, like, landing in the snow, can I, like, project again, stealing the Wen's gimmick, or whatever his name was, project that, like, jetpack and, like, fly?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're about to, like, land. Let's make it cool then. You're about to land on this sharp piece of rubble sticking out from the building, and it's like, I've won. And then the jetpack appears, and you fly back up.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Massacre. It's like, you can see it. It's like big torso face. It's like, what?
It's over, Jolene. I've won.
With that, we swoosh down into the building itself with bats. You can just, like, hear and feel through the tremors this massive battle taking place. Like, it feels like if this thing takes, like, a couple of unwise steps forward, like, it will start just destroying the building utterly. And you can hear, like, the sounds of jetpacks, the sounds of God knows what. So, how do you react to such a phenomenon?
Was that at me, Tan?
Yeah.
I was just in DMs with Darnell. Can you repeat that? You're coordinating it back.
So from in the you're in the building with Chelsea right now. Outside, you can just hear and feel, like, the earth shaking with each movement of this giant stand. You can feel this battle between Driver and it, and just hear these noises of conflict and chaos. So what do you do now that you're, like, above ground at least?
Right, and we're still near the arm, correct? Or
well, you and Chelsea were on the first floor of the building, from what I remember.
I know that first arm was, like, disappeared, but is there still another arm?
There is still another arm. That's the one that it's using. But the one that Driver was just trying to use to get up.
Is it within range?
Yeah.
Man, you guys were inside the building, so this other arm isn't punched inside the building. This is one that it's got, like, with itself.
All right. I think what we're gonna try to do is I'm going to grab hold of Chelsea and turn myself into balls to push myself above ground, and bring us to where we can see Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay, so you're, like, going to go up onto the roof as well, then, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So I don't even think that requires a roll. So basically, is Chelsea riding the balls then, from what I understand?
Yeah, he's sort of, like, carrying me.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I've turned myself into balls and I'm carrying her.
So
can we christen this move with, like, an anime technique name?
Sure, go for it.
What should we call it?
The dog's bollocks.
Pelican Savior.
Pelican Savior! That's what he says. It appears in bold letters, like, crashing into the screen.
You're silhouetted by the moon right now as the two of you fly up.
I love Pelican Savior. We have a really cool move plan, but we need to see this thing's other arm.
Yeah, we need to be within range of Blue Oyster Cult.
So as he's lifting me up, Tan, if you'll allow me, I'm reaching out as far as I can as he's lifting me through the floors for corpses and gathering as many bones as I can.
Okay, you managed to, like, from the morgues and the dead bodies that are already here, you managed to... There's this, like, swarm of, like, bone fragments hovering around you, like, in orbit.
Perfect.
As you are coming above ground, the other cloaked figure, the one that was making the shadows, its head does immediately snap up to follow you as you ascend. So it seems we're taking notice of you.
Perfect. We've got a move planned.
Okay. Well, yeah, are you going to do anything else on your turn back to any other plans, or...?
Yes, at this moment, are we within range of Blue Oyster Cult?
I would say it would be difficult not to be in range of it, it's huge.
Right, okay. But we're next to the arm that Driver is on top of, correct?
Well, Driver's no longer on top of the arm, he got thrown off and now he's on a jetpack.
Oh, right, okay.
The one that he was on is, like, next to you.
Are we near the torso? Could we do it with the torso, maybe?
Well, the torso is, like, the main, most... It hasn't got a head, so it's all torso and arms and legs.
Are we near the body, and do you think we could do it with the body?
Yeah,
Bats?
what's the nearest body part?
The torso.
The torso. Okay.
It's all torso.
No legs?
Well, it's got legs. Arms, legs, and a torso.
I think we should aim for the legs. So I think Bats is going to point downwards at the leg, and they're going to look at each other and kind of instinctually understand what the move is here. Maybe they talked about it in the movement up towards the roof.
I can understand his warrior's heart.
Chelsea, now!
On
and
it!
Then she's going to...
Alright, so Chelsea is going to leap from the roof, and with all the bones she's gathered, Ludo overlaying her, she's going to manifest, like, the largest, like, ridiculously large anime bone sword, and try and carve a huge slice. Not, like, trying to cut the leg off, but, like, rip open the leg from top to bottom to, like, get to the inside of it.
Okay, well, absolutely. So I'd say it's a dual heat attack, obviously.
Yeah, and then he has a second part planned after my part.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say this is going to be a cripple.
Yeah.
Wit and power.
All right, so I'm gonna spend 3 luck to get a free advantage. And do you have any other advantages you'd like to give us, Smile?
Yeah, you can have one.
All right, so I have 2 advantages. So what did you say? Cripple. What are the 2 stats for that?
Cripple is wit and power.
All right, so I have 5 power, so I can do the power if that works for you. I also have 5 wit, actually. What's your wit? What's better between your wit and power?
Let's see.
Because I can just do whichever one's the better that you don't have.
My wit is also they're both 46.
All right, perfect. So you do wit and I'll do power. Because this is your brain. I'm just carving it open for you.
Right.
All right, and we have 2 advantages, so 3s are also successes. So you have 4 successes, and I have 4 successes for 8 total.
Perfect.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, you threw them past, and as you did, you carve into the back of its leg, like opposite the ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't cut tendons because obviously the standard doesn't have the same anatomy. But the change in like weight and structure, it'll sort of topple over. Driver, presumably you were like aiming for its torso here, so the torso suddenly just ducks out of your view from your perspective.
And as she slices it open, falling down, like holding onto the sword as it's starting to skid down the leg, opening this carve.
Do I have eyes on the vampire though, from like behind?
You can see, because the sunlight changed ground, you see her legs flop upwards. She's just hanging onto the back here.
Yeah, okay. That's all that matters to me.
And as Chelsea carves open the leg, Bats.
Now, Tan, when we carved open the leg, is there some sort of like mock stand anatomy inside of it? Like,
as
what
I
is
mentioned before, it's like candy, basically.
Okay, but it is connected in some sort of like structure, even if it's not readily apparent or serving any sort of function. Yes. There is still an interior. Okay.
There's an interior.
Bats is going to take aim with the clash overlaid over his arm, and he's kind of, instead of firing off a bullet. He's going to use one of the balls from when he propelled him and Chelsea to the roof, and he's going to put it inside of the cannon, and he's gonna almost like charge it up like Mega Man, going for like a charged up attack, and he's going to start rotating this ball and spinning it, and he's going to fire this single ball into this area as it's rotating and spinning, and upon contact, he's going to try to transfer the energy from this ball into this structure and maybe paralyze or try to vibrate this inner system of Blue Oyster Cult hard enough to maybe explode it from the inside. I'm not using spin, but I'm trying to use spin.
Okay, certainly.
That was a lot.
So basically, you charge up the spinny shot, firing it inside, and see what it does to it.
He's trying to sort of unlock spin.
Okay, that's...
I feel like unlocking... that would be a learning spin.
How much learning do you have on bats?
I think it's an E. It's an E.
I don't think that's enough to do spin.
Well, it's not spin. I'm trying to replicate something
like
fluke
spin.
Right. Bats has maybe figured out that he can rotate balls and maybe transfer their energy because he still controls his stand.
He's trying to do with Widow's Peak tried, I think, like as a fluke.
It's
okay,
not
I'll tell you what. There's a way I can let you do this without learning. However, you're going to have to sell me on this. We're going to go to a flashback.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to tell me a little bit, an episode of Bats' past that perhaps relates in some way. You have to like sell me that this is the moment.
Right. Okay. I think when Bats was first captured inside of Good Trouble's headquarters, and he was being taken out on missions only once every few months, he spent a lot of time in his cell, and he spent a lot of time bouncing his rubber balls against the wall and performing various trick shots with them and firing them and spinning them. And he learned that he can rotate it fast enough to maybe start carving a sort of escape plan from this cell, maybe chipping away at a wall until he was eventually caught by Neil. And they tried to help him hone this ability, but it was too much for him. The friction was too powerful. He wasn't ever able to master it. This is Bats' first time trying to rotate a single ball to cause a much larger impact since he's tried it like in the field before. This is his big moment.
Okay. So
I still think that would be like learning E, right? I still think you could spend like that one learning point.
I was going to say, if you want to do this, by the way, that's your learning forever. This is the only thing Bats will ever learn.
Yeah, no, I'm never. Yeah, that's fine.
You'll never go to school again.
This seems like a minor ability, anyways. So
as you do the mental equivalent of pulling the trigger here, and the ball fires forth, it's as though everything freezes for a moment, like the snow stops in the air. Everything is just sort of the cold mist from your mouth freezes in front of you. And you feel the sense of oneness and propulsion and connectedness to everything. And then as the rotation begins, something blasts off, time seems to resume. Oh, wait, I forgot to do even a fucking roll. I was so into it. Hold on.
Rolls really well. The ball falls uselessly into the snow.
You know what?
I never
you sold to me narratively. It fires into the fucking hole in the leg, right into the center. Like it's separated into 3 sections of different colors. So it's right into the center, like a bullseye, essentially. Lodges there. There's this rumbling, this vibration. Even the ground around you starts shaking, and suddenly something gives, and that leg snaps off completely as the spin just sort of wrenches it apart. And it goes from falling to one knee to falling onto its like chest into the snow and crashing through the building, basically demolishing it.
And now Vampire Lady's also missing a leg, right?
Yeah, she's missing. You can, as it's falling forward, you can see her like on the back of it and missing an arm and a leg.
They call her old 2-limb.
And she's like clutching her legs, just power. like makers.
Fuck yeah.
And with that, we go coincidentally to her turn. And basically, what she's going to do now, she sees Driver coming for her. Obviously, she sees you two looking at her. She doesn't see Vasilii, who is downstairs warming up his thingy. Vasilii's like, "The fuck they doing up there?" Vasilii, by the way, from your perspective, like you just heard like an earth-shatteringly loud bang as this thing like slammed into the building above you.
Just another day at work.
So as she sees all sorts of hell coming her way, she her stand moves. It rolls over basically on top of her, like pressing her against between the ground and its back as like a shield, and its mouth like facing upwards fires this massive, devastatingly large beam of energy up into the sky. And it doesn't seem like it's done anything at first, but a second later, whatever it struck up there begins to come down. Whatever it is struck has been transmuted into broken shards of glass, it seems, that are now raining down like a thunderstorm towards you three who are above ground right now.
Can I, as she's like trying to shield her, can I like try and like speed up, to like, I guess this would be a counterattack.
Okay, so you're gonna accept it and go for her.
What I'm gonna do is, as she's like going to the ground, I'm going to put all of my speed into this one like burst of speed to like try and like blitz and like intercept her while she's doing this. And as I'm like going to like for this attack, I'm gonna shine my UVs as well to try and get some sort of advantage out of this.
I don't see how that will help your speed here, which is what's sort
of to weaken her.
Okay, I'm gonna say race, and that'll be into overkill. But
I think this should be. I think this would be a pluck, or I mean, pluck advantage.
I disagree. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? I'm literally sacrificing myself.
No, okay, I got what you mean. I thought you meant that in relation to the lights. Sorry. So yeah, pluck advantage I will give you.
The most submissive DM. I'm so sorry, you're right, player. Just have what you want.
So I'll be against overkill, which is menacing and power. Let me just get that. Jesus Christ, she fucking sucks. So yeah, with this like shooting star of like your stand energy, you zoom downwards, and right before she like is concealed in that gap between the back and the snow fully, you have to like what is your method of attack here? I know you're blitzing her, but what are you like doing when you reach her?
I'm going to like try and like stab one of my claws like into her and like shine UVs on her as I'm like impaling into her, you know?
Okay, so as you come in, you stab forward like with one of your claws, and it goes right through her throat here. She's like choking on it, like glaring at you as the light shines onto her, like melting at her face. She's just like snarling, making a noise like that as she glares at you, like her fangs like on full display here, full of fury.
Yeah. And I take the hit from this, so I'm like...
And a shard of glass like falls into your side, like slices through your side as you're doing it. It's a pretty nasty hit. And I do want to say as well, while this is happening, you guys, Chelsea and Bats, you also have reactions to this, because this is almost this glass rain is also coming for you too.
Did they get advantage on it because I intercepted her?
Well, she'd already done it. Like, she's not controlling the glass anyway. All she's done is turn something up there into glass, and it's naturally falling down. So Chelsea and Bats, how will you react to this?
Maybe she turned the rain into glass.
Can you give me the rundown just one last time, Tan? I'm so sorry. There's a lot of
part of it you need to know is the passing notes in the back of class. I can't believe it.
No. Just like there were a lot of like interruptions, so I kind of lost the train.
So broken glass is raining down from the sky towards you and Bats.
Okay. So, where are we positioned? Because I slid down this thing's leg, so I would imagine I'm underneath. Oh, it did fall, you mentioned. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm like on the ground outside. So that big sword I had made of bone, I'm gonna try. I'm like swinging it, you know, and as I swing it, it transforms into like a parasol, and I try to hold it above myself.
Okay, what's that?
Would you be able to hold it above me too?
Sure. And as I do so, I say a cool one-liner like, "Oh my, what a terrible day for rain."
So you're holding it above you, and that's like an umbrella, if I understand correctly.
Yes, a big bone umbrella.
Okay, so I'll Bats, if you want to get under the umbrella, I'll let this roll count for your protection as well, then.
Yes.
So I would say that is protect, then, Chelsea. That's speed and durability.
Still a little shocked from what he managed to pull off there.
Yeah, you're high.
I don't know how you did that, Bats, but it was freaking amazing. Now let me take care of you, buddy, and I'm gonna speed durability.
Yes, to be durability, and that's against menacing with power.
If I were to barter, and if you say no, that's okay. Would you allow me to argue for a withstand?
I will say that, but I think withstand is more of a selfish one. Like that'll be for you alone if you want to do a withstand.
Okay, so I'll do protect then. No worries. So that'll
be against 11d6 here.
7d6.
And do I gain any advantages?
For what reason would you have an advantage, you tell me?
Because it's smart to stop rain with an umbrella.
No. You are not getting advantage of a common fucking sense.
Oh, Jesus Christ. World's worst umbrella. It's got holes everywhere.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so this is a major hit if you want to fuck me up bad. Or either of
Chelsea's
us, really.
lost an arm.
Okay, so you're holding it up, and but by the way, I did say this does count for your protection as well, so you're both about to get it.
Is there a way I could, like, anime push him out of the way and then just take 2 hits for both of us?
I think you've already confirmed the roll.
This is so sad.
Well, if you want to take 2 hits, I like that. I like to see
Oh,
this
okay.
happen.
Yeah, so I'll take it as, like, when the umbrella fails, she'll, like, put her body over his, and I'll take both hits for him.
So, Bats, you're still, like, high for a second after to be able to do that thing. And so you don't notice straight away until you're pushed downwards by Chelsea. She's, like, stands over you. And for a second, you don't quite understand what she's doing. And a second later, you see this massive shot of a spear through her chest, like, impaling her.
I do the blood cough, and it's like, it fucking is on his cheek.
Yeah. And it's a horrifyingly large shard of glass here. It's like,
oh my god,
the size of a car window.
Yeah. I roll over, like, shallow breathing. I fall to the ground on my side. Bats! Bats!
I'm going to... Do I have a reaction to this, Tan?
Emotionally? That's up to you.
You can have an emotional reaction.
Okay. Bats' emotional reaction is to lock in and
tell me how I feel.
He's gonna lock into this out of the I just did something cool mindset and think about something logical he could do on his turn.
Okay. So that would go to driver.
I grab the collar,
I
I grab like the cuff of his sleeve, I go, Bats, if I don't make it, then my kid, can you? And then,
I think that, like...
You don't do that.
I do that.
I think that Driver is, like, has, like, a switch in his brain flipped, and he is, like, fully on kill mode right now.
If a single mother died in front of you, would you take care of her kids if she asked you to?
No. Fuck them. I will personally deliver those kids into a terrible foster home.
Me at the genie. My first wish is to give every single mother 10 more kids.
My first wish is to increase world hunger.
Okay, so you're in kill mode.
Okay. And I am going to, Tan, if you remember, I DM'd you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, did you?
I DM'd you an idea last time.
Oh.
And I want to, concentrate, all of Proto Men's light into one, big blast. As I say, Proto Men, light up the night!
Ooh,
and unleash,
is that an
like,
album name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unleash, like, a UV laser Kamehameha to erase her.
Right. So is this from a specific point, or just like you're a disco ball right now?
From a specific point, yes. I'm like concentrating it all on like the driver's faceplate.
Okay,
and,
so
like,
remember
just
you're like
projecting.
grappling with her as well at the moment, so
Yeah.
you're like pretty blank. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is going to be a reaction, but perhaps not from the person you thought it would be from. As
That's
you're doing this, the light it fires out. The party rock, who is gone forgotten, basically leaps out of the rubble of the building that's got demolished, and it's trying to like grapple your stand, like put its hand over its face to take the blow for its master.
All right. What
So
do
it's
I
going to go
roll?
for a restrain, and I'd say you're going for an overkill.
By the way, I'm posting this just in case Driver isn't the one who finishes BOC off. This is important to note for vampires. Unless they're killed with hormone or like UV sunlight, they fight till like -2.
Yeah, so this would kill her if it hits. Because this is using the UV light.
Yes.
I have it like installed in the
But
proto
like
mode.
if they block your hit and then like Vasilii hits her or something to 0, she'll still keep fighting, or unless
Right,
she runs
okay.
till -2.
Do I get an advantage for this tan?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it doesn't. It grapples onto you, like onto your back, basically, trying to like move your head away forcefully, but you manage like to snap your head in the direction you need. And with this final blast of light that pierces through the vampire, it goes right through her vampiric heart. It's like a stake of light. Through her stand's heart behind her, and through the cloud, and indeed for a brief moment, it lights up the night. And the stand poofs into a giant storm of ash and dust that just sort of waves through the area as the vampire woman collapses into the smouldering pile of soot. The zombie is still sort of grappling onto your back, though, still trying to like fucking maul you.
Yeah. I feel like some sort of relief that she's dead, though, since she was like the main threat. But I can't, I haven't really fully taken, awareness of the situation yet with, like, Chelsea being injured and everything. Because I'm fighting for my life over here.
Okay. Yeah, so the turn order, of course, will change once again to accommodate this.
So did he manage to hit her, or did one of the corpses block it?
Oh, he just killed her.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
I just, like, obliterated her, like, perfect cell.
Good shit. So does the stand, like, disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Oh, we finally beat a better angel! That's exciting!
That is, yeah, no, that's true. I guess we did. Well, unless Tan.
This is like the scene in the anime where the villain for the first time playing chess, like, clenches their fist and like a piece gets crushed. They're like, those worms. Unfortunately, they took out the weakest member of the Better Angels Council.
I still say I could have beaten Hamon guy if he let me have one more turn.
This is so sad. That was so good.
That
Yeah.
was good.
Did the spawn that she had disappear too?
No.
No, they're still attacking me.
Oh fuck.
Well, one of them is. Party Rock is attacking you. We don't know where the Shadow Guy is.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we do know the Shadow Guy because it's now his turn. So, Bats, as you turn around from whatever it is you're doing, you do see Chelsea's like near unconscious body sinking down into the shadow.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna try to, grab hold of her. And try to pull.
Ball me.
So I would say that's let's see. You're trying it's a tug of war basically with a near dead Chelsea.
Just tear in half.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will cut the Chelsea in half. Whoever.
Well, no, the genius 3000 IQ play is to rip her in half and then bring her torso to high power before she bleeds out and dies.
You have
I'm
like
gonna
5
say that.
minutes to do that.
Tan, did Bats get a chance to tend to the wound in her?
I wouldn't have said
assuming
so.
her- Yeah, okay.
This is very
so-
short span of time. So I would say if you want to pull her back, it's an expel versus restrain here.
Alright, So
And
I
the
think
expel being yours, of course.
right. What am I rolling? The
Expel is body and precision.
okay. Oh,
And it will be, and I'm going to be a fucking dickhead, and because this isn't a surprise attack from the Shadow Man, he is going to have advantage.
Yeah,
it's okay. This is the first time an enemy's been given advantage. It's perfectly reasonable.
Or it's not the first time, but
it's like second time.
Yeah.
First time in a long while.
Yeah.
So that's a 1 from Bats.
Don't worry, you're not a dick. It'll be cool if I get kidnapped.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I agree.
So, as you reach for Chelsea's hand, you're centimeters away, and suddenly, like she just suddenly falls into a pool of water. She goes, and is gone from before you.
And that's Chelsea's
As I
point.
disappear.
He's dead.
My last words are "Take care of Jimmy," and then I go into the pool.
How are you still conscious? You got fucking stabbed.
She had 1 hit point left. Of course, she's still
hit.
conscious.
A glass icicle.
That's what you say. I still have 1 hit.
You say that like Hakuin didn't literally get donutted and still send a message and think about his entire backstory.
Or whatever the fuck happened to Bruno anyway.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lived for like another week.
Jolene got impaled by Marilyn Manson.
In JoJo, injuries are more suggestions than anything.
Bats is gonna frantically like start looking around, and I think in a almost like knee-jerk reaction way, he's gonna fire off a shot to the area where Chelsea was taken away, and try to turn it into balls. And I'm assuming nothing happens.
Nothing happens apart from the ground turning into balls, of course.
He made a ball pit.
I made a
so
ball
Chelsea, from your perspective, the entire world has just changed. It's like you're in a shadow world. Everything's like made of black ink. Even the sky, the clouds, everything just various shades of black moving around indistinctly.
Shadow realm.
Yeah, sure.
So am I like alone in this shadow world?
No, you're not. You can see the shadow, like the caster, like looming above you.
Dark trench coat, gas mask, right?
Yeah, but one of his zombies. It sort of crouches down above you, puts a hand around your throat, and this one hasn't spoken before, but when it speaks, its voice does sound familiar.
No, I knew it! I knew it, you bitch! You're so evil.
Nee.
What?
And you do recognize that voice.
I do recognize that voice. What?
Who is it?
It can't be. No.
Honey.
And it begins squeezing your neck.
Oh man. I can't believe it's real. I'm like, it can't be. Please don't tell me. Is it really you?
It does not reply.
It's just squeezing tighter and tighter.
But you can see that his gas mask is slightly loose.
I rather than try to fight, my hand reaches for the mask and I try to take it off.
You manage to tear it off, and it is indeed, as you fear, the slightly decayed face of your deceased husband, James Dagger.
James. Oh no.
The pressure on your throat ceases momentarily, and in like one eye blink of the eye and the next, you're suddenly lying in the snow again.
What's his name?
And the
Hank,
figure
by
is
the
gone.
way, I think James is my son.
Oh, I thought someone was named after his father.
It is now retconned. His name is now James as well. I've decided.
Okay. I got this from you. So.
James and Jimmy.
James and Jimmy. Oh, James. And you said the grip slackens.
And when you blink, you're back in the snow. The figure is gone, and you've just reappeared before Bats. Well, I wouldn't say non-worse for all because you still have a giant chunk of glass through you, but you're no longer being choked.
Yeah, Bats.
Everything's okay.
How much time between Chelsea disappearing and reappearing did Bats have?
Like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, all right.
So I'm in the ball pit now, right?
Yeah, you reappeared like above the ball pit and fell in.
Bats is going to kneel down and kind of like just assess her wound. Like, what's it looking like? Is there like a chunk of glass like sticking out of her?
Yes, and when she fell, it has broken a little bit, so it's not looking good.
Okay. I think Bats is going to not break it off, but try to turn the part that's sticking out into balls. Like not remove it, but just, get rid of the part that's sticking out.
Yeah.
And he's going to take like his hands and try to like apply pressure to it to stop like any bleeding, and then wrap his I guess his tie would be the only thing that he has on him as a form of like tourniquet.
Bats.
Very well.
Bats, I saw him.
You're gonna be fine. Just
no, Bats.
Don't focus on it. What?
You don't understand. I saw him.
You saw who?
His tears streaming down her eyes. I said, "Those fuckers. They turned him into
okay.
They turned him into a monster. But it was
Chelsea,
him.
It's fine. You're gonna be okay.
But it was him.
Don't get yourself worked up. You're bleeding bad down here.
It's my fault. He's like that."
And Bats is gonna just look at her and try to assess what's going on, and he doesn't realize who she's talking about, but deep down he has a feeling that it's someone close to her. Chelsea, I know, and I know that you have those personal demons that I don't understand, but you gotta focus on staying alive right now, okay?
You don't understand. It's all fucked. It was my dead husband, Bats. They turned him into something. That's how they know about Good Trouble. We used to work for them. That's how they found me.
Is he a stand user?
Yeah. When I tore his mask off and I saw him, he let me go, but it was him. I'm positive. I'd recognize him anywhere.
Okay, tell me about him. Not about his stand, just talk about him for a little. Focus on that.
Okay. Well, and she starts going into details, just like little things, like about, the way he looked when he would, the way he looked on their wedding night, or like how they first met, or like how the little habits he used to do, like he would always turn the lock in the door twice because he never believed he did it the first time. And she's trying to focus and not think about all the fucked up shit this implies as they presumably flee this building and try and get back to the train station.
The train station?
Yeah, aren't we trying to get back to the train?
Well, I'd assume that we'd have to wait for Driver to come pick us up.
Are you just leaving me?
No, I'm sorry. I thought we were all reunited again.
No, I'm still fighting the zombie in the background, and Stigma's in the basement.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You guys just forgot about me.
I didn't forget him. I thought you killed the big... Okay, so what I thought happened is you killed the big bad, and then the zombie left after interacting with me. I forgot there was one other zombie.
No, there's two zombies.
I forgot, yeah.
In the background, the zombie's trying to choke me in the background right now, like clinging on to me.
Wait, so Driver and the zombie are just on regular ground again, right?
They're floating in the air. He's got a jetpack, if I recall. So they're like wrestling in the air.
Okay, never. Just so that Vasilii, besides opening up the turn order by taking out the
we can say to help Stigma interfere that
I'll say if you want to
I would slam I slam into the ground to try and get the zombie off of me, but it's like clinging on to me, and now Stigma can attack it from behind or something.
Okay, so Tenhonu, how solid is this zombie? How sturdy is it? Is it like a stack of wet organs? Or
well, if you look, it seems this weird suit is just as much like armor for it as like a mechanism to keep it in one piece from the fact that it's moving around.
Okay, so
not very stable.
So hypothetically, if Vasilii were to just suddenly shoot up out of the ground like a zombie, and he would he wouldn't be able to accidentally headbutt his way through the zombie's chest as he rose up through the earth, would he?
You could, because that's fucking sick.
And I think that is what shall attempt to happen.
Right. Okay. So you just rocketed it on the ground, like punching through its chest, from what I understand. Then.
No. He's rising up through the ground. He's
accidentally killing the zombie.
I like that.
Yes.
Like, they're having this heart-wrenching moment over there, and meanwhile, Dante and Vasilii are in
the
Looney
mole
Tunes.
from Whack-A-Mole rising up and accidentally, piercing someone.
This is great for listeners.
I like this. Okay, so I would say it's going to be a strike with advantage because it's funny.
Okay, I like the reasoning. Right.
And I'll just be against sort of what it's trying to do to drive right now is basically like as it's restrained, it's trying to like pump you full of intoxication until you have a fucking overdose and die.
Could that perhaps be break because it's his head?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So it's
wouldn't that be he's taking the hit regardless here, the zombie? Because it's doing an attack instead of an evade.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely.
All right. Power and...
So it's only a matter of what damage is done to drive.
Yeah, to me, an uninvolved party.
Uninvolved, you are the one being grappled.
Yeah, but I'm not the one rolling.
Was that just your roll then? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Well, yeah, so anyway, you manage to, through very skillful martial arts, of course, driver, you manage to, keep its hands, on your clothing and everything, so it's not making direct contact, it's not giving you this intoxication effects that surely would be disastrous as you're operating a jetpack. As you, slam it backwards onto the ground, as soon as you skid across the ground, so you come to the end of this hole that was punched in the ground earlier. And coincidentally, Vasilii, what happens when you climb out this hole?
Well, you see, you could hear frantic action going up above, and even though his finger's a bit thawed now, it's still perhaps best to keep away from the action. So, with Fade into You overlaid over his body, he decides to just perhaps evolve the soil above him, loosening it a bit, making it easier to go through as he, rockets up from mighty leap up towards the surface and accidentally goes through the zombie.
You are splattered with zombie blood when this happens, by the way, driver.
Oh my lord.
And Vasilii, you land a short distance away, also, of course, drenched in zombie viscera.
Did I even see what happened to the zombie, or after I just shake it off, it's just gone?
Well, it's not being incinerated. There's still a corpse, slouched over you.
Maybe it's still got an arm on driver, but the rest of the body is just detached.
Yeah.
And mush.
Guess I dealt with it somehow. Oh well. All right, where's the others?
Ah, my god, this is foul. What is this?
Viscera.
Ah.
Right, so if you're looking for the others, you can see them in the wreckage of where previously the where Blue Oyster Cult previously was sort of resting, and you can see Chelsea lying there with, even though the glass is being mostly removed, still obviously a grievous injury.
Right. I just walk over and have Proto Mem project the sidecar as usual, and without even asking for permission or anything, I just lift up Chelsea and put her in the sidecar. Then I hop onto the front seat and I say, "Mission's done. We need to get moving."
Yeah, I've got to talk to Neil.
We'll have time for that.
Let's move.
She's in bad shape. We got to get her back, but she's hysteric.
I'm not hysteric. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
It doesn't matter. Let's just get going and we can talk about it later.
Let's do it.
I think Bats is going to try to make a little, almost like a cover of balls over the sidecar, just so Chelsea doesn't have to deal with, the cold as much. It can insulate her a little bit.
I always loved the night sky full of balls.
Could just give her a jacket.
From who? I gave her my jacket already.
Yeah.
Then she doesn't really need much covering, does she?
No, I like it. It's like it dims the light so I can rest, get some sleep.
As you are preparing to like make your evac here, you do hear footsteps like crunching against the snow.
Oh fuck!
And if you turn around, you do see the little ghost girl approaching. However, she does not seem to be doing what she does before when she had like her arms outstretched trying to make contact. She has something like cupped in her hands as she's walking towards Vasilii specifically. And it seems to be like a scrap of frozen over paper of some kind.
What?
And she holds it out towards you.
Tentatively, he reaches out. And what does the paper say?
It seems to be a scrap torn from some sort of official report. Like it seems like this was a paper that was burned at some point, judging from the edges of it, and this is like a surviving scrap of it. And it reads the following:
Engineered allergy for primary subject. The black chrysanthemum.
Genesis's weakness.
Then the little girl
What's chrysanthemum again?
It's a flower.
It's a flower.
It's a flower.
Oh.
The little ghost girl like turns her head to look at like the wreckage of the building. Like it's completely been ruined by this battle. And then just slowly fades away.
I think Vasilii, still covered in all that undead viscera, just gives her a silent salute. Seemed that wasn't such a dumb move after all.
Right. Okay.
Would bats possibly have heard of a black chrysanthemum?
Not
considering
person.
his drug background.
You may have heard of it in like the weirdo drugs.
Right.
It's not.
Oh,
it's
it's
a
a
very
drug?
rare plant. It's a very rare plant.
So it is the actual flower. I can post a
Yes.
picture. I'm not sure if there in real life is a black chrysanthemum, but when I looked it up, I at least saw like art of what it would look like, and I can confirm that this is a chrysanthemum.
Black chrysanthemum. It's a drug component.
It's a plant.
Would Vasilii have any familiarity with it?
You would actually, if you recall back to your youth, you'd sometimes see like almost like prized possessions, like something your father would keep in his like personal quarters, like a pot of this.
The rarest of the rare. Something like this won't be easy to get our hands on.
I thought people smoked it.
You're thinking of.
That's a different plant.
Never mind.
That's multiple different. That's multiple different plants, actually.
And with this, as you all make your evac, none of you seem to notice, like in the far distance, the gas masked figure standing in the shadows, watching you go, before looking down at its hands, sort of confused and sinking back down into the shadows. And with that, we come to the session's end.
Hey, Tan?
Yeah?
That was sick.
Thank you.
Good session, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a bit shorter than expected, but you killed her faster than I anticipated.
Oh, well, we're not going to do anything on the train?
I assume for next time, right?
That's for next time, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
I zoned out a couple times, but it was like legitimately really good.
I'm happy I finally got to spin.
I feel like we really got some cool moments from Bats and Driver. Like that was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a few times in the campaign when I thought about using it before, but I didn't really think of a big enough target, and I think this was a good opportunity to do it. Even if it wasn't actual spin, it was just like,
Maybe we could create conditions like, so instead of like perfect spin, like maybe it's like pseudo spin, so we have to open
This is
up.
street spin.
We have to we have to open up, and you have to get direct contact with like the most central part of someone or something. Like you can't just use
right.
it.
Well,
I think that the way you did it here is you basically just like increased the power of your attack rather than just like doing the ability of spin, which is so I think that's like kind of fine as a 1 point ability.
Right. It's like how Captain Kuro.
communicate that I wanted to do like the vibrational transfer to affect the whole thing, but that might be like, from what I remember from part 7, spin is like almost anybody can do it, but it's like the specifics are like fucked up, you know?
Right. It's like how Kuro in One Piece kind of used a shitty version of Shave with his pussyfoot maneuver, like the same mechanic but worse.
I totally understood that reference.
All right, I'm gonna end the video now. Thank you guys for watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.